In the electric atmosphere of Macau's Venetian arena, the crowd buzzed with anticipation, their voices a roaring tide that filled the vast space. It was November 24, 2013, and the stage was set for a welterweight clash that promised to be unforgettable. Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino icon known as Pacman, stood in one corner, his eyes sharp and focused, bouncing lightly on his toes. Across the ring was Brandon "Bam Bam" Rios, the American brawler with a granite chin and a relentless spirit, his stare unwavering. This wasn't just another boxing match. It was a collision of two worlds, two styles, two men driven by hunger and redemption. The air crackled with tension as the bell loomed, and the world watched to see who would emerge victorious in this high-stakes showdown. Pacquiao, at 34, was no stranger to the spotlight. An 8-division world champion, his name was synonymous with speed, precision, and heart. His career was a tapestry of triumphs, knockouts that left opponents crumpled, decisions that showcased his brilliance, and a charisma that made him a global superstar. But the shadow of his last fight lingered. A devastating knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez had stunned the boxing world, raising questions about whether the Pac-Man's best days were behind him. Critics whispered that his speed had dulled, that his chin might not hold up tonight. He was here to silence those doubts, to prove that the fire still burned within him. His training camp had been intense, with hours spent honing his footwork, sharpening his jab, and perfecting the angles that made him a nightmare for opponents. Under the guidance of Freddie Roach, Pacquiao had rebuilt himself physically and mentally. Ready to reclaim his place at the top, Rios, at 27, was a different beast. The Kansas-born fighter was known for his come-forward style, absorbing punishment. While dishing out heavy leather, his fights were wars, each round a test of endurance and will. Rios had faced his own setbacks. A loss to Mike Alvarado had dented his record, but his confidence was unshaken. He thrived in the chaos of the ring, where his relentless pressure and body shots could break even the toughest opponents. For Rios, this fight was a chance to catapult himself into the elite tier, to etch his name alongside boxing's greats by toppling a legend. His preparation had been grueling, with sparring sessions that mimicked the intensity of a real fight. Rios knew Pacquiao's speed would be a challenge, but he believed his youth and durability would carry him through. As the referee called them to the center of the ring, the contrast was stark. Pacquiao, lean and weary, moved with a restless energy, his fists twitching as if eager to fly. Rios, stockier and solid, stood like a fortress, his jaw set and his eyes locked on his opponent. The instructions were brief, but the intensity in their gaze spoke volumes. This was more than a fight for a title or a paycheck. It was personal, a test of who they were at their core. The crowd roared as they touched gloves, and the bell rang, signaling the start of a battle that would be talked about for years. From the opening round, Pacquiao's speed was on full display. His feet danced across the canvas, creating angles that left Rios chasing shadows. A quick jab snapped Rios' head back, followed by a blistering left hand that landed flush. The American absorbed it, his face barely registering the impact, and pushed forward, throwing hooks to the body in an attempt to slow Pacquiao down. But the Filipino was a blur, slipping punches with ease and firing combinations that peppered Rios from every direction. The crowd gasped at the sheer velocity of Pacquiao's attacks, each punch a testament to his relentless work ethic and natural gifts. Rios, undeterred, kept coming, his punches heavy, but often finding air as Pacquiao's footwork kept him just out of reach. By the third round, the pattern was clear. Pacquiao was the matador, weaving and striking with surgical precision, while Rios was the bull, charging forward with unwavering determination. The American landed a few solid shots, a right hand that caught Pacquiao on the chin, a left to the body that drew a wince. But Pacquiao's resilience shone through. He shook off the blows and answered with flurries that had the crowd on its feet. The sound of leather smacking skin echoed through the arena, punctuated by the cheers of thousands who knew they were witnessing something special. Rios' face began to redden, his eyes narrowing as he absorbed punishment, but his spirit remained unbroken. He grinned through his mouthpiece, as if daring Pacquiao to hit him harder. As the fight moved into the middle rounds, Pacquiao's dominance grew. His combinations were relentless. A jab followed by a straight left, then a hook that seemed to come from nowhere. Rios' durability was remarkable, but even his iron chin couldn't hide the toll. His movements slowed. His punches lost some of their snap, yet he refused to back down. The 7th round saw Pacquiao land a vicious 3-punch combo that rocked Rios, his head snapping back as the crowd erupted. For a moment, it seemed the fight might end. But Rios dug deep, firing back with a wild hook that forced Pacquiao to reset. The exchange was a microcosm of the fight. Pacquiao's brilliance met with Rios' unyielding heart. The later rounds tested both men's resolve. Pacquiao, sensing victory, poured on the pressure, his fists a whirlwind of speed and power. Rios, battered but defiant, kept marching forward, landing a few heavy shots that reminded everyone of his danger. The 10th round was a highlight, with Pacquiao unloading a flurry that had Rios pinned against the ropes, only for the American to fight his way out with a series of body shots that drew roars from the crowd. The mutual respect was palpable, each fighter pushing the other to the brink. Pacquiao's precision was matched by Rios' grit, creating a spectacle that transcended the scorecards. As the final bell approached, the arena was electric. Pacquiao, still fresh despite the grueling pace, circled and struck, his hands a blur. Rios, his face swollen but his spirit intact, threw everything he had, knowing the fight was slipping away. The 12th round was a fitting end, with both men emptying their tanks in a flurry of punches that left the crowd breathless. When the bell rang, they embraced, sweat-soaked and exhausted, their mutual respect evident in the weary smiles they exchanged. The crowd stood in unison, applauding not just a fight, but a display of human spirit. The judge's decision was unanimous. Pacquiao's hand was raised, a testament to his superior speed, accuracy, and ring generalship. He had thrown over 1,000 punches, landing nearly half, while Rios' relentless pressure had earned him respect, but not enough points. Pacquiao's victory was more than a win, it was a statement. The Pac-Man was back, his doubters silenced, his legacy reaffirmed. For Rios, there was no shame in defeat. He had gone toe-to-toe with one of the greatest, leaving everything in the ring and earning the admiration of fans worldwide. In the aftermath, the story of the fight grew. Pacquiao's performance was dissected by analysts who marveled at his ability to rebound from adversity. His speed, once questioned, was as dazzling as ever. His heart as big as the nation that cheered him on. Rios, too, was celebrated, his courage a reminder of why boxing captivates so many. The fight was replayed on screens across the globe, each viewing revealing new layers of skill and determination. For those who watched live, the memory of that night in Macau remained vivid. The roar of the crowd, the flash of gloves, the clash of two warriors who gave everything. This fight wasn't just about punches thrown or points scored. It was about two men, each carrying the weight of their dreams, stepping into a ring to test themselves against the other. Pacquiao, the legend seeking redemption, and Rios, the underdog chasing glory, created a narrative that resonated far beyond the ropes. Their story was one of resilience, of heart, of the unbreakable human spirit that defines boxing at its best. For fans, it was a night to remember, a fight that captured the essence of the sweet science. And for those who missed it, the call to action was clear. Relive the magic in stunning